So here's the deal. It's Disney, it's Orlando, it's Florida, you know where we are. And it is the end of November, but it's like 45 degrees. It's gonna get up to a high of 51 today. So I've got on like 1 layer, 2 layers, my hoodie, and an outer jacket. We may be able to take off the outer jacket in the middle of the day, but maybe not. Neither of us is dressed for this kind of cold. Like people who are from Florida, from Orlando, from anywhere, anybody who's native to this area, they're all wearing like giant winter coats like we wear in Connecticut during like blizzards.
Here. No, it's not. There's like nobody here. It's great.
Why do you think there's nobody here?
I don't know, but I'm into it. I think maybe because it's cold and it's right after Thanksgiving. I don't know.
First stop, Figment. I'll have to talk more about Figment when we get out of this. This is one of my favorite places in
the world.
Epcot, anywhere in the whole world. There he is. Yeah.
On your tour, you'll see how the 5 human senses can help capture your imagination.
Oh, can I go too?
Absolutely not. This is one of our discoveries, the figment of imagination.
Yeah, I know all about this.
I don't want you out of my sight.
Out of sight? Okay. Come on, everybody. Here we go!
Figment, you will not interfere with the tour.
Okay, so here's the deal with Figment. I have been obsessed with Figment ever since I was a little kid going to Walt Disney World with my dad. Figment originally made his appearance in 1983 as part of Journey into Imagination, which was this exceptional 11-minute dark ride into the world of imagination. And there was this character, this bearded scientist type character, Dreamfinder, and his Figment of the imagination, which was this, you know, this purple winged kind of sassy little dragon. And the ride was beloved by fans, by park goers, by Disney fanatics until they inexplicably closed it in '98. So they revamped the ride and opened it again as Journey into Your Imagination in 1999, which was an incarnation designed to tag along with the Honey, I Shrunk the Audience ride, which was in the same pavilion right there in Epcot. This version was completely panned by park goers, by Disney fans. People yelled, they were out for blood. They wanted Figment back in its original incarnation. So not 2 years later in 2001, Disney closed the ride and revamped it, reopened it again in 2002 with its third incarnation, now called Journey into Imagination with Figment, which is still the same version that's there today. It's fine. It's just good enough that Disney has had no reason to revamp it. Nobody's complaining about it, but nobody loves it like they did the original. People still love the Figment toys and the stuffed animals, the plushes. They have this great graphic novel with all these different adventures with Dreamfinder, the original character, and Figment. It's just, every time I go, I have to go see the Figment ride out of pure nostalgia. It's not anywhere as good as the one that I grew up with as a kid, but it brings me back, and so that's my fascination with Figment. What can I say? I love them. Okay, back to the vlog. so the problem with Epcot is that every single time I talk about something, I'm gonna say it's my favorite thing. So we're gonna do my other favorite ride. Oh, my other favorite
Spaceship
ride.
Earth, before they closed for 2 years for renovation.
Yeah, so Spaceship Earth is the giant golf ball thing that if you've never been to Epcot, you know what it looks like, but you don't really know what it is. It's a absolutely phenomenal, slow-moving ride that takes you through basically invention and innovation since the beginning of time. It takes you all the way up to the top of that giant ball and then back down backwards. It's truly incredible.
Please remain seated as motion may resume at any moment. Thank you.
So we've been stopped for what seems like almost 10 minutes, right?
Ladies and gentlemen,
I think you're being a little dramatic.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Please
Well, it's a 15-minute
remain
ride.
seated. Your time
Not anymore, it's
machine
20-minute ride.
will begin moving again at any moment. Please remain seated. We'll resume our journey shortly. Thank you.
We just saw a whole bunch of...
Attention time travelers, please remain seated in your time machine.
We saw 2 cast members go walking past us on the ride, which means something's going on that they need humans to come deal with, so...
It could be worse. We could be stuck in the tunnel, which would be kind of boring. We're in the computer room, so we can look around.
Alright, so we finally resumed moving. Everybody started cheering. We moved about 8 inches and then we stopped again. It was absolutely ridiculous. We're moving. So we're in Club Cool in Epcot, which is where you can try sodas, sodas from all over the world. So what were your favorites?
I don't know. I'm still trying them. I like the
What's that one?
melon Fanta.
Fanta.
Melanie, here you try. I kind of like the bubblegum one from Peru.
You like the bubblegum one?
Coca-Cola, yeah.
Huh. I actually like
drink that much of it, but it's good.
I like the pineapple one the best.
Yeah.
And maybe the raspberry as well.
It smells really good.
It smells
But like
so
it always
good.
smells really good.
Everything in the park
There's
smells good.
espresso.
Oh yeah. All right, I wanted to get some
This might be
coffee.
normal.
We are entering the World Showcase. I'll explain that in a minute in case you've never
I
been
didn't know
to
if
Epcot.
Mexico had like special coffee or something.
So while Lindsay wandered off for a second, I'll explain a little bit about the World Showcase. If you've never been to Epcot, the biggest part of this park is this massive pavilion that you could spend an entire day. I mean, you could spend 10, 12 hours just in this part of Epcot. Epcot is massive. Every 100 yards, you basically enter a new country. So this is a showcase of the world. And so you start off in Mexico on the one side, and the next one you come to is Norway, and then you come, right, and you go around. Each of them has been represented, you know, a Disney-fied representation of that country with authentic cuisine. Everybody in each of the countries, in each of the worlds, everybody who works there, all the cast members are always natively from that country. And you can ask them any questions you like about that country and they're able to answer for you. There's a kid screaming behind the camera. This is an extraordinary place. And if you only come to Epcot for one reason, you come for this. So we are going to do half of the World Showcase right now, then we're going to go back to the hotel, take a little break in the middle of the day. Pro tip, if you've never done, that's better light over here. Pro tip, if you've never done Disney before, in the middle of the day you have to go back to the hotel and take a 1 hour or 2 hour break to recharge, take a nap, rest. You will not make it through these like 12-hour days where you walk between like 6 and 10 miles a day without taking breaks. So we're going to do half the World Showcase right now, wrapping up with the Frozen ride, which is in Norway. I see the wife coming up behind me.
For each night they shed a sweet light to remind